All right guys, so on today's field tips, we're gonna talk about how to string your bow. Now we're gonna take a look at 3 different methods. We're gonna look at the step-through method, the push-pull method, and then also take a look at how to use a bow stringer. All right, so I've got 2 different bows here. I've got a full-on recurve, and then I've got another bow that's right on the edge. It is technically still a recurve because the string does come in contact with the bow's belly, but it's a very, very mild recurve. And so I'm gonna show you how to string these 2 different styles of bows. This one will string just like a longbow. So the first method that I'm gonna show you is a step-through method. And to string it this way, you're gonna have a knock loop that's big enough that it'll slide down and give you a pretty good gap here between the string and your bow's belly. So for a right-handed person, you're gonna step through with your left leg, and then the bow's tip is gonna rest on the outside of your right foot. And the handle here should be right kind of underneath your butt, kind of on your thigh. So spread your legs out a little bit, get that handle right up underneath your butt, and then grab your string just under the string loop here, put your palm on the bow's tip, and then push your butt back and then pull up on this string while you're pushing down here, and you'll pop that string right up in the string grooves. Same thing to unstring it. Now, the step-through method works very well for longbows. It's a little bit more difficult for a recurve because when you put that recurve tip on the outside of your foot, you can twist the recurves. And I've heard bowyers say that if you string their bows like that, that'll void their warranty. Personally, I've never had trouble with it. I have strung recurves like that. It's just not it's not my preferred method at all, and it's actually quite uncomfortable when you've got that recurve tip trying to shove through your shoe. The second method, the method I use most often, is a push-pull method. Now, to string your bow like this, you're going to take this bottom limb tip, put it on the instep of your right foot. You're going to grab the bow right at the handle, and then with this hand, your palm is going to be on the bow's back, and then your thumb and forefinger are going to be sliding this string up the bow's limb. Now, this method is easy for me, but I string bows every day. And so it can give the people that don't have the right muscles developed, it can give them a little bit of trouble just because they're not strong enough to pull the bow with their right hand and push it down with their left. Now, one thing you can do to help you get a little bit more leverage is to take your elbow and put it on your hip here, and then use your hip to kind of push out and give you a little more power that way. Now, I can string a recurve this way too, but instead of putting the limb tip on my instep, which you don't really want to do because there again you can twist those recurves, and if you have a fairly sharp tip like this one, it just doesn't feel very good trying to poke you in the foot. So for a recurve, what I do is I put the recurved tip underneath my foot. Now, I'm not stepping on the thing. You don't want to grind it into the asphalt, but if you just lift your foot up a little bit and put that curve right underneath your foot and turn your foot in a little bit, you can use the same method. And you don't stand nearly as much chance of twisting those recurved limb tips by putting your foot kind of in that bend of the curve. And so that push-pull method, that's what I use every day. A lot of people will use a bowstringer, and they're a very good option. This is actually the tillering string that I used for building bows, but it works very well for a bowstringer. The reason I don't use one of these is because I don't need to, and it's just another piece of stuff that I really don't want to be carrying around with me when I'm in the woods. But it is a very good option for stringing your bow. It's a very safe option, and it's very easy. So when you get a bowstringer, it's going to come with, it'll have a little leather cup on one side, and then on the other side it'll have a loop, and usually they have some sort of piece of rubber or something, but this one you can make them out of a piece of paracord, and it works just fine. But this loop here just needs to be big enough so that when your bow's strung, your bow and the string will fit in that loop. So put your cup on the limb tip where your string is fixed. Just step in that string there, and then pull up on your bow and slip that string right into the string grooves there, and it works very slick. But there again, that push-pull is what I used the vast majority of the time. All right, so that's gonna do it for today. Now, I do have some videos in the queue for things like arrow building and tuning. Now, I've been talking about doing a tuning series for a long time, and you guys have been very patient with that. And I just want to let you know that they are on the way. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that so you can get informed when those new videos are put up. Go to the website, twistedstave.com, sign up for the mailing list, and I'll send you a direct link to the blog posts when I do put those videos out. And there'll actually be a more detailed description in the blog post itself, so you don't want to miss that. I want to give a huge thanks to everyone that signed up for the Patreon page that are helping to support these videos. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.